Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to askNK. Today we're taking a look at a beautiful character. Now this is the most celebrated real-time character that you guys probably have seen, and it's the Windwalker Echo. Now you've probably seen the Windwalker Echo in Lumen, in the Land of Nanites, the Valley of the Ancient, and also Slay. And right now this character is available for you to pick up, download, and play with it directly in Unreal Engine 4.27 and also Unreal Engine 5 for free. So how you can get this is if you go over to the marketplace, you'll be able to grab it. Now this comes with a couple of cool things which I think a lot of you guys will like. The very first one is it comes with a couple of animations, and then you can drive the facial performance by simply using a live link face app for your iOS. That is if you do have like an iPad or an iPhone. Now this drives the whole AR kit, and it is very interesting to see that you can even play with live motion capture with this one. So getting started, if you download this, you can simply pop this up and bring it right into your Unreal Engine. So this is the Unreal Engine 5. I just sort of customize it to look like the Unreal Engine 4. You know, one way or the other, I just kind of fall in love with this particular layout. So probably if you're using Unreal Engine 5, this is what you'll be getting. But then, you know, old habits die hard. So I kind of love this old classic one. So this is what you get. Very highly detailed model. You can see beautiful textures that we have right there. Once you press the playback button, you can start doing some amazing things. So if you go in and you press W on the keyboard, you can actually move. And remember that sort of thing where your feet actually approximate and snaps to the surface underneath. You can see this beautiful bad boy here. And we can also move over to a point like that, and you can also see this. Now let's take a look at making multiple copies and what we can get out of it. So if I go in and make a single selection, I can hold down Alt on the keyboard, click and drag again. Actually, let's do that one more time. And then we can also do the same thing for this platform. Alt on the keyboard, click and drag, Alt on the keyboard, click and drag, and one more. So let's go back, press the playback button, and see what we would get. So let's move around and see if the feet would snap in between those surfaces. Let's see what happens here. And yeah, okay, that looks cool. So you probably might have already tested this with the Valley of the Ancient, and this looks nice. I mean, just look at this. Okay, so you can see that sort of pause to snap once it's passing across the empty area. So you can see that, and this looks really, really cool. Now, most of you guys might be asking, how do you drive the facial performance or stuff like that? Of course, you can drive animations with this, that is for sure. But for the facial performance, it is very similar to what we had with the MetaHuman. So it is also worth knowing that this is a very, you know, realistically looking sort of stylized stuff, which you can see with the eyes looking more like the Alita Battle Angel thing. So what we can do now is, if we would like to drive the facial performance, you definitely need the iOS app, which I've already talked about in the previous video. I'm going to put a link in the description where you can check that out. And then you also need to go over to where you have your Windows, and then you can go over to where you have Virtual Production and Live Link. Now, if you already have an Apple device, you can download the app for your iOS device, and then you need to take your IP address and impute it directly into your iOS app. And once you do that, every other thing from there is super simple. So right now, you notice automatically, once you do that, it recognizes your device. Here it says NK iPad Pro, and I'm just going to go ahead and close that. Actually, let's dock this right here, and you would notice that even if I choose to play this back and, I'm talking right now, nothing is happening. Now, the reason is because this asset comes with two different characters. So for the very first one, if you go over to the Echo folder, you would also notice that we have a folder called Characters. And then under that Characters, you would notice we have the Echo. Now, within this folder, you would notice we have the animation one, and then we have the live link one. You need to click and drag this live link one directly here. That is if you would like to drive the facial performance. Then I'm just going to go ahead and double click on this one. So once I double click, it opens it in a brand new window, and here you would notice there's a live link for the body. So just in case you have motion capture stuff you want to use to drive that, and live link for the face. So what we'd like to do now is to have this selected. And right here, we would need to go over to the live link face subject and click on this button and select the iPad Pro. So we have that there, and I'm also going to go ahead and do the same thing right here And actually we don't need this because we don't have anything driving the body. So I'm just going to make sure I have the is live link active. We have to set this yes by clicking on this checkbox. So once you do that, everything starts happening, and then make sure to hit the apply button. And of course, you would notice that this character is talking. All right. Hello. Let's look left. Let's look right. Now, I did notice that for some reason, I wasn't able to figure out the head movement, probably because it is tied to the body movement. So just the facial performance is what we're getting. And once you're ready with that, simply click on compile and then close this. And you would see this bad boy in action right here. So how do we now, work with this? Of course, you can go in and mute this if you don't want to have that. And for this particular demonstration, which is for the facial performance, what we need to do is instead of, hitting the playback button and getting the viewport selected or the standalone game playing back, we'll need to simulate this. So click on the simulate. And that is it. So you have your facial performance, and this is how you can use this beautiful character and start doing some amazing things. So this doesn't come with the hair. I guess for the hair, you have to go in and start adding up all of those things by yourself. But right now, this is what you get. Now, there's also something with the expression, which is quite funny because it's, I think they tried as much as possible to push this so that you can get just very tiny words out. But on the other hand, if you try to exaggerate your facial performance, it becomes weird. Like if you do things like that, or if you actually go in and you see, let's say, oh yeah, that is weird, really weird. But every other thing, like, smiles, things like that, they work. So despite that, every other thing works, and this is a very lovely model. And for anyone who would like to test this out, you can simply go over to this page, which is a free one, and get it. So you can go over to the marketplace and get this and start testing it out and start playing with it. And by the way, there is also a couple of free stuff which you can get for this month. We already covered that before, but then just in case you missed out on it, these are some free stuff, and I'll probably talk about some of these things. I think we might go in and talk about the permanently free content for this month, which is a procedural building generator. So I might probably talk about this one, so simply keep your eye open for that, as that looks extremely cool. And that's about it. Link to this is going to be in the description, so do well to check it out. And of course, if you like this video or you learned something from this, you can go ahead and give a like, and don't forget to share with a friend. And if you're new here, it's going to be amazing for you to hit the subscribe button and also turn on notifications so that you don't miss next video or the next update. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.